Newton, who right now I think most people think is the #1 candidate to win the Heisman Trophy, but a lot of allegations coming out involving the young man. We've enlisted the expertise legally as we mix sports and the law, usually on Thursday, but we're going to be eating turkey on Thursday.
Indeed.
White meat or dark meat, by the way, Steve?
Both.
Both, of course. Great. He's an attorney. He wants both. Steve Moskowitz is here. I know you've been reading about this situation, allegations that when they were recruiting him to go to Mississippi State, there was somebody brokering a deal to get him close to $200,000. What do you know about that side of the story?
I mean, there's all types of allegations. Well, he would take 180 because he liked the coach.
Right.
But the thing that upsets me so much, and I feel so passionately about this, I think this farce of college athletes not being paid is ridiculous. I think it ought to be up front. I think it ought to be just the same as if he was working in a school bookstore. I mean, look what they're doing. Look at the revenue they get for the school. Look at the risk of injury they're taking. I mean, you could be crippled. You can have these concussions. You can have brain damage. You can have all types of stuff. Let's get real. Let's go ahead and say, look, fair market value, pay the athlete what he's worth.
I could not agree with you more, but that's probably not going to happen. But it should be.
That's because you and I aren't.
But until this thing gets cleared up, there are always going to be allegations of a pay-for-play scandal. The side of it where his dad is a pastor in a church just outside of Atlanta. He's curious. I mean, he's got this improvements he needs to make on his church, and he can't make it. And all of a sudden, $50,000 comes his way. And
maybe there was an anonymous donor.
Maybe there was.
Maybe it's a miracle.
Which is what I'm bringing up. Maybe none of this is true. And to me, this strikes of old SEC politics. This is worse than the Democrats and the Republicans. Somebody in that conference is leaking news late to try to cost this guy the Heisman Trophy.
It bothers me they did it in the middle of the season to try to deprive him of the Heisman Trophy. That also is a problem.
All right, but legally, I'm Cam Newton and his family. I'm going to hire Steve Moskowitz here.
Good move.
If I don't win the Heisman Trophy, a week ago I was a runaway winner, and I may lose it to Andrew Luck at Stanford. Financially, that's going to cost me a lot of money. It may cost my place in the NFL draft. They're not going to look as highly upon me if I took a payout. How do we defend our side of things that none of this happened?
First thing I would do is take a look at the facts. Maybe there's a situation where maybe, I don't know, maybe dad did some wrongdoing and he didn't know about it. And if that's the case, the athlete is clean. And sometimes maybe the father said, look, I'll influence my son. I won't tell him about the money. Maybe that was the case. I don't know. I'd look at the facts. But there must be some way to separate this athlete out if he didn't do it.
But by then it's too late. They're starting to vote right now. Some people are saying they're not going to vote for him. I'm going to lose the Heisman because of these bogus allegations.
If I was the attorney, I would jump right in and do something about it.